I used to joke that my TikTok addiction was just me, rotting my brain one 60-second video at a time, mindless scrolling away to kill time before bed. But one night, it wasn't just wasting time. One night, it was the reason someone lived. I never thought I'd be in a situation where something I'd seen in a random late-night TikTok would matter, where it would mean the difference between panic and action, between standing frozen and knowing exactly what to do. And yet there I was in the middle of a life-or-death moment I'd never imagined finding myself in, with my mind racing back to a video I almost didn't watch. I'll admit it, I waste hours on TikTok every day. It's not even always entertaining stuff half the time. It's just random life hacks and oddly specific tips I'll probably never use: how to get gum out of your hair with peanut butter, the best way to peel a mango, how to fold a fitted sheet so it doesn't look like a crumpled bag. Mixed in with all that, I've picked up stranger, more serious bits of knowledge, CPR demonstrations, what to do if someone's choking, how to recognize the signs of a stroke. I'd watch those videos, think, huh, good to know, and then immediately swipe to something about a guy building a pizza oven out of a mailbox. It never crossed my mind that any of it would matter in real life, that I'd be in a situation where those 30 seconds clips weren't just trivia taking up space in my head, but the only thing keeping someone alive. It happened on one of those completely ordinary days, the kind where you're half on autopilot. I was at the coffee shop down the street waiting for my order when the guy in line ahead of me suddenly staggered. His cup hit the floor, coffee splattering everywhere, and then he just went down for a split second. Nobody moved. People stared. Some reached for their phones, but no one actually did anything. He was pale, gasping, his hand twitching against his chest like he couldn't quite catch his breath. Someone whispered, "Is he choking?" Another said, "Call an ambulance." But there was that awful frozen moment where everyone seemed to be waiting for someone else to take charge, and my brain, instead of panicking, flashed straight to a TikTok ID. Seen months ago, the one that explained the difference between choking and a heart attack, the signs of a stroke, what to do in each case. I could hear the creator's voice in my head, step by step. It was like my body knew. Before my mind caught up, this was one of those moments in that split second. It was like someone hit play in my head. I could see the TikTok video as clearly as if it were right in front of me. The creator standing in their kitchen explaining what to do if someone suddenly collapses and shows signs of a heart attack or stroke. I remembered their exact voice, the way they broke it down in plain language. Check responsiveness, call emergency services, immediately look for facial drooping, slurred speech, arm weakness, don't give them water, keep them still, time is everything. It all came rushing back in a rapid fire. Mental playback, the steps, the timing, the warnings. I even remembered the part where they said don't wait to see if it passes, every minute counts. I wasn't thinking about being brave or heroic. I was just following the script burned into my brain from a 60-second clip I'd almost scrolled past. My hands were shaking, but the TikTok steps were louder than the panic in my head. I crouched down beside him, called out to see if he could respond. Nothing. I yelled for someone to call 911 and told them exactly what to say. Possible heart attack, middle-aged male unconscious. No known medical history, coffee shop on 5th and Main when his breathing went shallow. I tipped his head back, checked his airway, and started chest compressions just like the video showed. Count out loud, hard and fast, center of the chest, don't stop until help arrives. The whole cafe went silent except for my counting. I could feel people staring, but no one moved to take over. They just stood there wide-eyed as if they were watching a scene from TV instead of real life. It wasn't until I heard sirens in the distance that I realized my arms were burning. My knees hurt, and I was soaked in adrenaline, but I didn't stop. Not until the paramedics ran in and took over. The paramedics swept in like a well-rehearsed team, taking my place in one smooth motion. One checked the man's pulse, another fitted an oxygen mask, and a third glanced at me and said, almost offhandedly, "Whoever started compressions, you probably saved his life. Or at least saved him from severe damage." I was still catching my breath, my hands aching, when a woman from the crowd stepped closer. She looked at me like I'd just performed a magic trick. "How did you even know what to do?" she asked. I let out a shaky laugh. TikTok?" She blinked. "Seriously?" "Yeah. Saw a video months ago. Didn't think I'd ever need it." The truth was, I hadn't thought about that clip since the day I watched it. But when it mattered, it came back sharper than anything I'd learned in school. Somewhere out there, a random TikTok creator has no idea they were in that coffee shop with me today, and that their 60 seconds might be the reason a stranger wakes up tomorrow. Walking home later, still buzzing with leftover adrenaline, I kept replaying it: the man on the floor, the frozen crowd, my own voice counting compressions over the noise. And then it hit me. All those wasted hours lying in bed at 2 a.m., scrolling TikTok, they just paid off. Not with a folded fitted sheet or a 3-ingredient mug cake, but with something that actually kept someone's heart beating. My screen time report is still shameful, and half my feed is raccoon videos and chaotic cooking fails. But now I know buried between all that nonsense is the kind of knowledge you don't think about until you need it, and when you do, it can mean the difference between life and death. So, no, I'll never look at my For You page the same way again. Because the next ridiculous clip I watch, it might be the one that saves life.